Hello, everyone. It's that time of year again. It's Halloween. Yeah, no, I'm recording this Halloween day. Just go with it, okay? I somehow forgot the month. We are doing our tradition of House of Hell. It's a little bit awkward to record. I don't have any headphones or anything like that. And I forgot to turn off the fan, and oh my god. Let's just hope it works out, you know? But if you're new to the channel here, we do this once a year. Is it the third or fourth year? I forget now. Where we just go through a book that came out in the 80s. It was a fighting fantasy. It's like a choose-your-own adventure, but there's other mechanics like combat and stuff. And this one has one of horror. Perfect for Halloween. So, okay. House of Hell is a fighting fantasy game book. Wait, what? Ooh, main menu, options, okay. I only look at this once a year when I go to record it. No way! So we're rolling for our stats. Skill, stamina, luck. 12 is the max. Next, determine your stamina. That's not bad. 24 is the max there. And luck, you always want 12 here. Uh-oh, that's not great. Fear? Oh. This is an additional special skill or stat where if you kind of fill your bar, that's it. You kind of die of fear. It's not very good. Okay. So, here is the beginning. We're not doing anything. There's some special stuff where you can use your fingers to hold pages. It was the thing you did with the physical books, but nah, we're doing this the hard way. The rain splatters the windshield relentlessly. You can see no more than a watery gloom as you strain forwards over the steering wheel to see the road ahead. It's kind of like my eyes and trying to read. Although the wipers flap valiantly, they are fighting a losing battle as the rain drives harder and harder. Your foot eases off the accelerator. The headlights struggle to light up the road. Damn! You curse the white-haired old man who sent you off along this bumpy track. Probably he meant the second turn on the left, or even a right turning. The old fool. Perhaps this is his idea of a joke. After all, didn't you notice a mischievous glint in his eye? Something vaguely sinister? But what sort of nonsense is this? So you've taken a wrong turn and got caught in a downpour in the night. The rain will ease off soon. It can't possibly keep up this deluge for long, and then you'll be able to... Watch out! You spin the wheel frantically to the left to avoid the figure who from nowhere shows up in the headlights. The car bumps and jolts as it bounces over the rocky roadside and thumps into a ditch. You collect your thoughts. You were unhurt, but shaken. Then you remember what has happened. The body. You must have hit the figure that appeared. There was no way you could have avoided him. You spring out of the car, praying that he is still alive. Your clothes soak up the rain as you hobble back to the... Where is it? There we go. To the road. In the darkness it is difficult to see anything, but there's no sign of a body. You consider the situation. Are you certain that it was someone and not a trick of the light? Yes. You can remember the arms held up in fright as the car collided. The look of anguish on his face. His face! There was something familiar about that face. A man you recognized. An old man. With white hair. Your heart leaps. No! Impossible! With a shiver of fear, you race back to the car, jump inside, and force the key into the ignition and twist it violently. The starter coughs and sputters and dies. You hit the key again, but this time a single shudder is all the engine can manage. You grasp the wheel with your hands and shake it desperately, as if to force some life into the car. But the battery is dead. Your car is certainly not budging from the ditch tonight. Your situation is hopeless, but now the plight of your car is paramount. Where can you get help? You passed a garage at Mingleford, but that was some 20 miles away. As if in answer, a light appears in the distance. Someone has switched on a bedroom light. What a stroke of luck! It was at least 15 miles back that you passed the last house, and you happened to have broken down just a short distance from someone's home. You button up your coat and open the door. From outside the car, you can see the building more clearly. Just ahead on the left, a drive winds up to a large house. It's a good 5-minute walk away, and by the time you reach it, you'll be drenched. But how else can you call the garage? You can't afford to miss tomorrow's appointment. No, you must go. Anyway, you'll probably be able to dry off inside, phoning the garage. Oh, sorry. You slam the door, turn up your collar, and set off for the house. A flash of lightning lights it up clearly for you, but in your preoccupation with the rain, the warning from above is wasted on you. The house is old, very old, and in a shocking state of repair. The light in the window is flickering, most likely an oil lamp, certainly not electric. You don't notice a fact that might have turned you back away. There is no telephone line going to the house. As you climb the steps to the front door, little do you realize what fate has in store for you. Tonight is going to be a night to remember. Okay, there. So if I go too high, it just pops. Right. And see, it's like an entire year, so I forget these little things. You climb the creaking steps up to the front door and pause to catch your breath. Even though you ran all the way up the drive from the car, you are soaked through. Your feet are particularly wet. Squish, squish, squish. Judging by the number of puddles you stepped into in the dark, the drive needs a small fortune spending on repairs. But under the porch, you are out of the storm. You brush the rain from your clothes before turning towards the door. The rain is still pelting down, but an eerie silence hangs in the air. Excuse me? No lights are on downstairs. You step back off the porch to check the upstairs window, which attracted your attention earlier. Nothing. No lights. The whole place seems to be deserted. But then you remember the time. 5 minutes to midnight. Everyone in the house has probably gone to bed. An owl hoots in the distance, and a shiver runs down your spine. The situation is a little scary. Here you are in the middle of nowhere, at some strange rundown old house, about to wake up whoever lives inside at midnight. They certainly won't be too pleased. But you have no choice if you're going to make your appointment tomorrow. You must reach a telephone to call for help. You step up to the front door. From the left-hand side of the house, a dull glow catches your attention. A light has been turned on. You breathe a sigh of relief. At least someone is awake. You consider your options. There is an elaborate knocker on the middle of the door. A bell pull hung down to the right. Will you rap the door with the knocker, turn to, or will you pull the cord? Alternatively, you could creep around the house to investigate the light by turning that. Let's investigate the light. You walk excuse me, need a sip here. You walk from the porch around the side of the house. A light is indeed on, and it's shining through the window at the back of the building. Do you wish to go around to see if you can see anything at this window? Or will you walk up to one of the other windows along the side wall to see whether you can enter the house without anyone knowing? No, we're not going to do a B&E. Breaking and entering. Okay. Oh, ouch. The lit window is next to a back door which leads into a kitchen. Voices are coming from the kitchen, but you cannot see anyone. Whoever is in there must be standing by the back wall at a sight. You strain to hear what is being said. There appear to be 2 people in the kitchen. They are talking excitedly. Master is getting ready. I'm starting to get excited. I've never been to one before. Do you really think we may be visited? Another man's voice, rather more controlled, replies, You know, I'm having doubts about this whole affair. She is young and she came here in all innocence. I just don't know. 2 men walking around the kitchen, and you can see them more clearly. They are both dressed in white gowns. One is a good deal younger than the other. Click. There we go. Do you wish to knock on the door to see whether they will let you in, or will you wait to listen for a little longer? We're going to eavesdrop, I think. The younger man turns to the older one and angrily says, The Master's teachings are not for the faint-hearted. You know of his power and his promises to us all. Perhaps you are no longer strong enough to stay with us. Strange and cryptic. The elder man turns away towards the window. He is hiding the look on his face, which is one of nervousness and fear. He realizes that he has said the wrong thing. No, he stammers. I'll be alright, just a momentary weakness. Come, let us get on with preparations. Together the 2 men leave the kitchen, blowing out the candles on the way. You wonder what they were talking about. Now you must choose your next move. Will we try the back door, the kitchen door, or go back around to the front and knock on the door. I know we said we wouldn't do a B&E, but I'm kind of wondering about this kitchen door. The door is firmly locked. You will not enter the house this way. If you wish, you can try to attract the attention of the two men who are talking by knocking at the door. Alternatively, you can return to the front door and pull the bell pull, or perhaps use the knocker. Let's just try knocking on this door. We're here, aren't we? You must test your luck. If you are lucky, they will hear you and come to investigate. If you're unlucky, they are out of earshot. We are lucky! Or are we? You knock loudly and watch the window. A few seconds later, the two men reappear and light the candles. The older man walks to the door. Turn to 207. What's this? You hear the older man ask. Someone knocking at the door at this time of night? Could it be one of the brethren? Brethren? I only seem to use that kind of word in, like, cult stuff. Have you noticed that? In these kinds of stories and that, you know? I thought everyone was here. Then the two men start whispering to each other in voices too low for you to hear. You wait patiently outside in the rain until, eventually, the door opens and a voice asks, "Who is it?" Will you tell them about your predicament and ask to use the phone? Why, yes, that's why we're here. Or will you claim to be one of the brethren that you heard them talk about? Oh, let's not go for that. Let's just try the phone. The door opens wide and the older man appears out before you, inviting you in. The two men listen as you tell them of your accident. Well, that is a stroke of bad luck, says the older man, but I dare say Franklin's... Sorry, the sentence confused me there. But I dare say Franklin's will be able to help. Go and fetch him, Brother William. At the mention of his name, younger man glares at his companion, but nevertheless leaves the kitchen. Did he want his name to remain secret? You ask your host what sort of place this is, and whether he and Brother William are members of a religious group. Something like that, he replies. In fact, you have arrived at an awkward time, for tonight, he hesitates nervously. Tonight is, his sentences interrupted by the arrival of Brother William and a tall man dressed in a black suit with long tails. If you've never seen a suit with tails, you should look it up. It's really interesting. A quick side thing. My father used to play the bassoon, and he would sometimes play the bassoon wearing tennis shorts and tails. Anyway, it's something quite unique and special. You explain your arrival to Franklin's. We do not welcome visitors here, says Franklin's solemnly, but I will introduce you to the master of the house, who will decide whether we can help. Follow me. He leads you out through the kitchen along a hallway to a reception hall and points to a seat. Wait here while I tell the Earl, he orders, and then disappears through a doorway. Turn to 8. You sit down in a solid carved chair and look around. The reception hall is certainly not what you would have expected from the outside. It is elegantly decorated with rich tapestries and fine oak panels. A number of portraits line the wall. A sturdy 16th century table is set against one wall. Will you wait for your host to arrive, or will you go study the paintings? Alternatively, will you hunt for a telephone? Turn 2. I think we will wait for our host. Footsteps. Someone is coming. The tall man you met earlier walks in, opening the door for another tall man, dressed in a red smoking jacket. May I present Lord Kelnor, the Earl of Drummer, the butler announces. The Earl holds out his hand and you shake it. His grip is strong and his eyes pierce yours. His lips widen to a soft smile. You begin to tell him of your predicament, but he holds up his hand. Please, I can see that you have been caught in this filthy storm. Let us sit by the fire, and we will see whether we can help. Franklins, tell the cook to prepare some food for our visitor. You protest that you do not wish to be of any trouble, but your host ignores you and leads you into a drawing room where a fire is burning. You take off your coat and sit down. The heat of the fire makes you feel comfortable once more. Franklin returns with 2 glasses of brandy. Will you relax and drink the brandy and ask if you can use the telephone? Or will you wait and see what he asks? Ow. Sorry. My apologies. Brandy. Let's have a snifter of brandy. The fire and brandy warm you, and you begin to feel more relaxed. We lose a fear point that we did not have. You explain to the Earl what happened on the road, and that you would like to use his phone to call the local garage. I'm afraid our telephone line came down tonight in the storm, he replies. You will have it repaired tomorrow morning. In any case, the garage would not come out here at this hour. But don't worry, you are perfectly welcome to spend the night here. I am glad of the company. Tomorrow, Franklin's will take you into town. Ah, here is Franklin's now. The butler comes back in to announce that the meal is ready. You both rise and go into the dining room. The dining room looks magnificent. A long table stretches between 2 fine chairs and is laid with gleaming silver cutlery. A rich red wallpaper covers the walls, and the room is lit by a sparkling chandelier, bristling with candles, which hangs from the ceiling. You take your seat, and the butler moves behind you to offer you wine. Which wine would you like to drink? If you would like to choose the white wine, turn 2, or would you prefer the red? I think we'll have the red tonight. Why, the wine is impeccable, a fine vintage. Soup follows, and then you may choose between 2 dishes for your main course. If you would like lamb, or would you prefer duck? Alternatively, you can tell your host that you have already eaten and you're not hungry. You know, I'm a little peckish as I record this, and I happen to really enjoy lamb. Yep. A rack of lamb is brought in on a silver platter. The smell is delicious. You both start to eat and talk. The Earl asks you about your job and your reason for being in such an out-of-the-way place in the middle of the night. In turn, he tells you about his family, Bumshelf and his family. The Earl of Drummer is the last survivor of his family. His estate stretches for miles around the house. At one time, the estate was prosperous, with many tenant farmers cultivating his land and providing a healthy income for his family. But things started to change. His sister died at the age of 32 under mysterious circumstances. She was found dead in a clearing in the woods with strange marks on her neck. News traveled fast, and the ignorant peasants started muttering about witchcraft and black magic. In their eyes, the house was cursed. Pure superstitious nonsense. Of course, but gradually, the farmers moved to new pastures, avoiding the estate. By now, you have finished your meal. Franklin returns to offer you fruit, cheese, coffee, and brandy. Cheese, coffee, and brandy. Let's have a little more. And cheese. You finish off your meal. The Earl raises to his feet, saying, "Our conversation has been most enjoyable, but now you must be tired. Franklin's will show you to your room. Let us retire." You stand up. He's right. You are tired, and it's well past midnight. You stumble and reach out to steady yourself against the table. Phew! You didn't realize you were that tired. Or have you had a little too much to drink? Your head is spinning, and the voice of your host becomes part of a background noise which is getting louder and louder in your ears. Eventually, you collapse to the ground and lose consciousness. I think we were drugged. You open your eyes. Your head is spinning, and it is some time before you are fully aware of the fact that your hands and feet are bound. The room you are in is empty, but you work out a plan. You will hop over to the window, break the glass, and use it to cut yourself free. Pulling yourself to your feet is awkward, but you manage it with a mixture of hops and shuffles. You arrive at the window. Outside the window is blowing rain against the window panes. Will you go ahead and smash the window with your hands? Something of risky business. Or will you instead test your luck? We're testing our luck. We got it. You managed to escape the splintering glass without harm. You cut yourself free and massage your wrist to get the circulation moving again. Then you walk over to the door to try it. It is not locked. You try the handle. You try the handle, open it a little, and look outside. Your room is on the first floor landing. Facing the door is balustrade? I'm not too sure what that is. Yes. If you're unfamiliar with how floors are labeled in the UK, the ground floor is separate from the first floor. So the ground floor is where we came in, through the kitchen door, and the first floor, we've gone up one level. So in North America, that would mean we're on the second floor. Just so you're clear about where we are. Sorry. Facing the door is a balustrade, and looking over the banisters, you can see the entrance hall below. To your left, there are 2 doors in the corner of the landing, which runs along to the right. If you wish to go this way, turn 2. Looking to your right, the landing runs past another door and then turns to the left. Let's try going this way. You walk up to the 2 doors in the corner of the balcony. The one on your left is named Balthus. The one in front of you has no name. Let's go into room Balthus. The room you enter is bare. Pin-striped wallpaper covers the wall. A hearth is set in the center of one wall, and on the mantelpiece there is a small wooden box. Curtains are pulled together along another wall, but they hang awkwardly, bulging at unnatural places. That screams there's someone hiding. But I want to check out the box. You walk up to the mantelpiece and pick up the box. A catch is holding it shut, but before you open the box, a rustling from the window attracts your attention. Something is happening. You place the box back on the mantelpiece and walk over to the curtains. No, I don't want to do that. I want the box. From behind the curtain, a heavy blow hits you in the chest and knocks you backwards onto the floor. You lose 2 stamina points. We do have more stamina, so... You pick yourself up quickly, and the curtains slide to one side. A human figure steps out. Its skin is dirty green color. Its wide eyes stare at you, yet through you, its jaw gapes open, revealing a mouthful of rotten teeth. It wears ragged clothes, and it is advancing towards you. We gain 2 fear points. Okay, so we have to fight. So our stamina is 17, our skill is low. We have to get the stamina down. Fight on. Oh, wow. Whoa, now that was lucky. No, we're going to investigate the box. The box rattles when you touch it. There's something solid inside. You undo the catch and open the lid until you find a small key. You try the key in the door, and it fits. The key turns and unlocks the door, allowing you to leave the room. We were locked in. It was a trap. You find you are in the corner of the landing. The unmarked door. Straight ahead. No, we're going to go through the unmarked door. The door opens into a narrow passageway which ends at a window. There is a door halfway along the left-hand side, and a sign on the door identifies it as the Diabolus room. If you wish to try this door, turn to 13. You step inside the room and close the door behind you. The room is empty, and you have a sigh of relief. Falling back against the door, you catch your breath. A sip. Let's check out the window. You walk over to the curtains and part them slowly. Outside, the storm is still raging. Thunder rolls across the sky, and rain rattles against the window. The window is barred. There is no way out. Barred on the second floor. Oh. Oh, that's not good. A soft voice is calling your name. You leap back against the wall, while across the room a strange shape is forming. A human figure is passing through the very wall itself and entering the room. At least the figure is almost human, but its head is missing. As it materializes before you, the voice becomes clearer. It comes from a head that it is carrying on the apparition's shoulders, but in its hand, not on the apparition's shoulders, but in its hand, which hangs down at its side. The sight is horrible. Ghostly blood drips to the carpet from the severed head. 2 more fear points. Will you stay to hear what the ghost has to say, or will you run from the room by turning? I'm going to stay. The disembodied head speaks. Prepare yourself for death, miserable mortal, it gloats, for the evil that is in this place cannot be escaped. The House of Drummer has drawn you here for one purpose. Before the night is out, you will join me and my companions in the netherworld. Our fate will be yours. You will forever haunt this place that caused your death. With these words, a mocking laughter fills the room. The apparition turns back through the wall. As it does, the laughter fades, but the fright gives you 2 more fear points. Oh my. Adventure sheet. Where are we? Okay, look at 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. That's not good. Okay, investigate the window here. Oh my goodness, we left that room. Excuse me. It's a little tough on the voice, you know? Curtains are drawn across the window, and you approach cautiously. You gingerly pat the folds in the curtain and are relieved to find nothing there. Although they seem to be safe, you are still on your guard as you draw them apart. As you do so, a thunderclap booms outside and makes you jump. But you are safe. A perfectly ordinary window is uncovered. However, the heavy iron bars on the outside are a little worrying. Through the window you can see nothing but the rain running down the pane of glass. But curiously, the rain is avoiding one area. Could it be that the wind is blowing the rain away from this corner? You bend down to take a closer look. Written in the condensation which has formed on the glass is a message. You read 3 words. Mordana in Abaddon. You repeat this message to yourself, then rub it off the window in case anyone else should see it. This message may be useful to you, and you will realize when it is. Now you must head back to the landing. Can I just wait here until dawn? A short distance further on, you come to the top of the main stairs, which leads downstairs. Immediately opposite the staircase is an unmarked door. Let's go downstairs. Okay? You walk downstairs cautiously, looking in every direction. There is no one about. In the hallway below, you may choose to try the door on the left, or you may choose the door on the right. Alternatively, you can walk up to the front door and open it. I'm going to heed the warning of the ghost, and that just feels like it's too easy, you know? You open that, and it's just not going to work. Let's go to the left. Why the left? I'm left-handed. The door opens into a large but cozy drawing room. The dying embers of a warm fire burn in the hearth. Comfortable chairs are arranged around the fireplace. 2 glasses and a decanter stand on a glass-topped table between 2 chairs. There are plants in the tall stands on either side of the windows, and there is another door next to the one you came in. Will you have a little tipple from the decanter? Interesting word. I don't think I've seen it before. Sip. Let's try the other door. Did you enter the drawing room from the hallway or the study? If you entered from the hallway, which we did, you take the door which leads into the study. The room is a study. Old leather-bound books line the walls, and the only source of light comes from a single candle burning on an antique desk. You walk over to examine the desk, which is made from beautiful wood and has brass-handled drawers. A piece of paper rests on the blotter. As you look at it, you are suddenly aware that something strange is happening. A large brown letter F excuse me, in the top left-hand corner. You gasp as the word "find" appears in a child's handwriting across the top of the paper. For this, you gain 1 fear. Slowly, the complete message forms. Find Shaku. Who or what is Shaku? You pick up the paper and move around the desk to see it more clearly in the light. But as quickly as it appeared, the message disappears. Do you wish to look over the collection of books, or will you leave this room? We may be able to find some information that will help us. The collection contains many valuable first editions and obscure works in strange languages. The Earl of Drummer has a disturbingly large collection of books on black magic and many volumes of hypnotism. Interesting. Well, black magic seems interesting to me. We will kind of skip over Mesmer. An actual person, by the way. You take a book off the shelf entitled Mystical Symbols and Their Part in Magic Rituals. You open the cover and something drops out of the book onto the floor. You bend down to pick it up. It is a pentacle, fashioned in metal, hanging on a long chain. The book itself is hollowed out to take the charm, and a piece of paper lies underneath it. The paper describes the pentacle as having powers over devil worshippers. Cast into the pentacle is the number 66. Hey! We gained 2 luck. Do you now wish to look for another interesting book? Or would you prefer to leave the room? we're going to leave. There are 2 doorways. Okay, so we're going back. Outside the study are 2 doors in the hallway opposite each other. We did the left. Would you rather go into the right? Okay. You try the handle. It turns. The door is unlocked, but the sound of voices put you on your guard. You inch the door open and look through the crack. It reveals an elegant room with a polished wooden floor. At one end is an enormous full-length mirror. You can see the rest of the room reflected in the mirror. A mural depicting a tranquil country scene covers the wall facing the mirror. The reflection shows the room to be empty, apart from a table and chairs in the center of the floor. But you can definitely hear voices coming from inside the room. This is all very puzzling, but you decide against entering the room when one of the voices calls out, "Who's that at the door?" Instead, you decide to leave quickly. Will you go through and nip along the hallway? We need to go along the hallway. 2 doors face each other across the hallway before it ends in the wall. Let's go to the left again. Oh, crap. I just got an achievement, One Way to Hell. Okay. The door opens and you enter the kitchen. The room is empty and immaculately tidy, with all the knives, pots, and pans hanging in neat rows along the walls. A double sink is set under a window next to a large cooker and fridge. A great square table stands in the center of the room. There are 2 doors, one leading outside, the other looks like a pantry door. A large bunch of keys lie on top of the cooker. Okay. Let's try the back door. You may have better luck. You step over to the back door and grasp the handle. The handle turns, but the door will not open. It's locked. The key is nowhere about. Or is it? It's on a cooker. Yeah, I would rather not burn my hand right now. We gotta try the other door. Groovy balls? That was an achievement called Groovy Ball. Oh no, 2 feet, I just saw that. Yeah. You reach for the door handle and open it wide, but the sight that greets you makes you step back aghast. Sorry. Inside the pantry, standing motionless, is a hideous figure in tattered clothes. Its face and hands are in a state of semi-decay, and the odor of death fills your nostrils. Your intrusions have woken it. Its eyes open, and a hissing noise comes from its throat. A long tongue flashes out at you, and the creature steps forward. Come on. There we go. Okay. You grab a knife from the wall to use it as a weapon, adding 3 skill points. This skill has the ability to paralyze you if it is able to inflict 4 wounds in during one fight. You must be very careful as you do battle. If you become paralyzed, you will be killed. Okay, Alright, the knife is good. It didn't help us there. Okay, when you get the same score. Yeah. Oh, we're rolling like crap. But 2 more hits and we got it. Yeah. 1 more. Got it. Oh, that was good. As the ghoul slumps to the floor, it falls against pans hanging on the wall. The pans clatter to the floor. The noise is deafening. Have you been hurt? Find out. Your fears are confirmed when the door opens. The noise has attracted the attention of some mysterious friends of the Earl of Drummer. 4 men enter the room, all dressed in white gowns, and wearing goats' heads to conceal their faces. They are armed with knives and lengths of wood. It would be foolish to resist them. Grabbing your wrists, they take you downstairs into the cellars, where you enter a room in which there are 4 prison cells. 3 are already occupied, but the 4th is empty. You will be detained here at the Earl's pleasure. Your adventure has ended. Well, that was House of Hell. Oh, that was a good one. That was a good attempt. Came close. The reason why I avoided the front door, I actually remembered that one. So we cheated a little there. But, yeah. We will have to, wait until next year to see if we can escape the House of Hell. I do hope you have had a wonderful Halloween. And I hope to see you stopping by for other videos. And maybe this one again in a year's time. Until when next we meet, please do be safe, everyone. Bye.